3 days, she hadn't eaten properly. Her mother lay sick in a nearby alley, feverish and weak. Every step Lena took, she hoped anyone would stop. But no one did. Until he came. A sleek black car stopped a few feet away. The door opened, and a tall man in a crisp suit stepped out. His shoes gleamed, his wristwatch shone, every inch of him screamed success. He was Adrian Cole, one of the city's wealthiest businessmen. People in power whispered his name with respect or fear. Adrian was on his way to a charity gala, another night of donations and cameras. But something about the small figure by the sidewalk caught his eye. The girl turned toward him, her big brown eyes filled with tears and exhaustion. "Please, sir," she whispered, "my mama, she can't move. I just need some food." Adrian froze. For a moment, the busy street fell silent around him. His heart began to pound. His breath hitched as he stared at her face, her small nose, the curve of her chin, the way her eyes trembled when she spoke. It was like seeing a ghost. She looked exactly like his daughter, the daughter he'd lost 6 years ago in a tragic accident. His briefcase slipped from his hand. The sound of it hitting the ground jolted him back. What did you say your name was?" Adrian asked, his voice unsteady. "Lena, sir," she replied softly. "Please, my mama's dying." Without another word, Adrian bent down, took off his coat, and wrapped it around her. "Show me where she is." Lena's eyes widened, no one had ever listened before. She took his hand and led him through a narrow alley, past piles of garbage and broken walls, until they reached a small corner where a woman lay on the ground, trembling, her skin pale and lips blue. Adrian knelt beside her. Her breathing was shallow. "She needs a doctor, now." He lifted his phone and made a call, his voice urgent. Within minutes, his driver arrived with blankets and water. Lena clung to her mother's hand, whispering softly, "It's okay, Mama. The nice man will help." Adrian looked at the woman's face, worn out, but familiar. Something tugged at his memory. Then it hit him. He knew her. 6 years ago, before his life had been consumed by business and grief, she had been his housekeeper. A kind woman named Maria, always smiling, always caring. She had been there the day his daughter disappeared in a tragic car accident, the same day his wife left him, unable to bear the pain. Maria's eyes fluttered open. When she saw Adrian, her lips trembled. "Mr. Cole," she whispered weakly. He leaned closer. "Maria, what happened? Why are you here?" Tears welled in her eyes. I lost my job, sir. After your daughter died, I couldn't find work. My husband left. I tried to survive for Lena. But she's not mine." Adrian's heart skipped. "Not yours?" Maria shook her head, coughing. "The day of the accident, you never saw what really happened." Chapter 2, The Truth That Changed Everything. Adrian's chest tightened. "What do you mean?" Maria took a shaky breath. "Your car, your wife was driving. When it crashed, your little girl was thrown out into the riverbank. I found her. She was alive, crying. I was going to call for help, but the car exploded, and people thought no one survived." He stared in disbelief. "You're saying—" "I took her, sir," Maria whispered, tears running down her face. "I was scared. I just lost my baby to sickness. I thought God had given me another chance. I named her Lena. I raised her as mine." Adrian felt the world tilt beneath him. His hands trembled. He turned toward Lena, her confused little face staring up at him, the same eyes, the same scar on her chin from when she was a baby. It was her. His daughter. His lost little girl. "Lena," his voice broke. He knelt before her, cupping her tiny face in his trembling hands. "Sweetheart, do you remember anything about a big house? A white swing?" Lena's eyes lit up faintly. "Yes, sir, sometimes I see it in my dreams. Mama said it was just a dream." Adrian's tears spilled freely. "It's not a dream. It's your home. Maria sobbed. I never meant to steal her, sir. I just couldn't bear losing another child. Please forgive me. Adrian looked at the weak woman before him, the woman who had raised his daughter when he couldn't. Despite her mistake, she had kept Lena alive when the world would have abandoned her. He took Maria's hand gently. You don't need to beg for forgiveness, Maria. You saved her life. That's something I could never repay. An ambulance arrived moments later, and Maria was taken to the hospital. Adrian carried Lena in his arms, holding her tightly, as if afraid she'd disappear again. Days turned into weeks. Maria recovered under Adrian's care. The truth spread quietly, but Adrian didn't care about the world's judgment, only about the miracle that had brought his daughter back. One evening, Lena stood by a window in her new home, the same White House from her dreams. She turned to Adrian and said softly, Papa, will Mama Maria live with us too? Adrian smiled, eyes shining. Yes, sweetheart. She'll always have a place with us. Lena ran into his arms, her laughter echoing through the once empty mansion. For the first time in years, Adrian felt warmth in his heart, not from wealth, but from love he thought he'd lost forever. And as he watched the sunset bathe the city in gold, he whispered, sometimes, life takes everything from you, just to return it when you've learned how to love again.